Hello everyone, my name is David, but you can call me Rev, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. In the last episode, Sinian sacrificed himself so that way we can move forward just like Thancred did. And this time, we've been working with the denizens or the spirits of the people who've fallen here. The EA, I believe. And they're trying to learn how to regain their physical form so that way they could die, for lack of a better term. Let's finish this quest with the Ashtola here. A fundamental truth. We will hear it, of course. Let us learn what has led to such an enlightened people to this indolent end. Ere we join the EA, there is one trifling matter I would fain investigate. Binder, Raha, may I trouble you for assistance? But of course. My thanks. We shall head outside the abode. Kindly follow me. I know not what mischief you're playing, Urianger. I trust you have our best interests at heart. The rest of us shall go ahead to the Elegea. Lest you worry, we won't start without you. Aye, this place shall serve. Is it the spring you wish to investigate? Pray forgive me, my friends, but there's naught to investigate. Was but a pretense to speak in private. You have our undivided attention. As we established, here in Ultimate Thule, those denizens of ruined stars are recreated in their twilight days. Yet one question does arrive in my mind. So faithfully formed are the simulacra, they believe themselves yet amongst living. How does thou suppose this is possible? As the Medion has taken their hearts unto herself? I think it's one of the first two. I'm inclined to agree. If Medion can take the emotions of others as her own, I dare say she would be able to recreate them more faithfully than had she relied on any historical account. By which logic, she must have visited them while they still lived, the dragons and the EA both. So too did I theorize, and upon that assumption, consider how those two races may have met their demise. According to thine own tale, Medion perceiveth the emotions of those nearby as her own, a heightened sense of empathy intrinsic to her nature as an Enteleki. In the course of her starfaring journey, if she encountered beings who strongly desired a cessation of their existence, does that mean that she wants to die? She would be powerless before that desire. Even if she possessed the power to grant it, the power dynamis, this my supposition that, overwhelmed by their longing for death, Medion did unleash dynamis and ushered the dragons in the EA unto their doom. So she killed them on accident is what he's theorizing. Of course, such was not always the outcome. Full many stars did she find already lost to ruin. In order to create a terminus, however, the fervent desire for the end is essential. Therefore, should you struggle to find the way forward, pray ask yourselves this. In the place where you stand, who is the soul that yearneth most desperately for oblivion? How do you tell us this now? Ne'er again would I betray your trust. This pledge I did make to my comrades. Bringing thee into my confidence, I'll remain true to my word. As for thee, let us consider my fitting reward for the secrets I harbored for the Crystal Exarch. I once placed my faith in thy chosen path, walking at thy side, full knowing that we were bound for thy demise. I ask now thou returnest the favor, and abide in faith as I fulfill my own destiny. If you say my debt has come due, how am I to refuse? This indelicate of me, I know full well, and I can but beg thy forgiveness. I hit the button again. To answer the question, what moment might I stand strongest? After all we've been through, I'll only say this. Do what you must. Do what you must and see your conviction through. I shall, my friend. I shall. Without further ado then, let's go join our comrades. So he's theorizing that Meteon accidentally brought the demise of some of these civilizations, or at least the ones that we've been able to see thus far. Let's be off too. Elagaia. I don't know. Okay, you know what? I see that I can just teleport to the abode of the EA and then, you know, just kind of blink my way over there. So I'm gonna do exactly that because I ain't got no time.
Please continue. Tell us about this truth you discovered.
Very well. Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge, for such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not. We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world.
Makes enough sense.
We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same panic-induced cataclysm that befell Deneb 3. As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
So another star has
You
dealt
are
with the final
entirely
days?
too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
In the beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand. Having remained entirely in the bounds of your star, the phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp.
Can you stop talking down to us and just tell us?
This expansion has since continued unabated. Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery. The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies.
So even now the stars are still spreading?
All heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze. No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter onto an eternal ice age.
I feel like an expansion is going to start talking about that later.
In hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous, we scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter. The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it.
That's one reason not to live eternally.
Beneath the weight of this knowledge, our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort. Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost. No civilization would rise from our ashes. No scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir. Intellect was once our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility. Immortality, our greatest invention, became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by means of etheric exsanguinators.
Exsanguinators.
Etched upon these stones are the testaments of such souls, though many left no words at all, thinking it a pointless gesture. Once we have obtained vessels of flesh, we likewise intend to vanish. If you understand this, understand aught of our tale, you will abandon your quest for knowledge. Ignorance.
This is why you don't pursue
truly
immortality,
is
man.
bliss. If you would cling to your illusory happiness, remain primitive and pure. It is the only way.
So that's your story. While I appreciate your advice, I will not heed it. Convinced though you may be of this truth, it is yours and not mine. Indeed, truth, I have ever believed, is in the eye of the beholder.
Are you suggesting that we have reached a faulty conclusion? That our science failed us?
Hardly. As you yourself said, the subject matter is beyond my comprehension. And that, I accept, is true. I do not possess the knowledge to prove or disprove your conclusion. In my mortal years, I doubt I could even approach the wisdom of the Aya.
Aya?
But of one thing am I absolutely certain. I would not be happier in ignorance.
Y'shtola, no! You mustn't!
The most important lesson I've learned is that learning isn't simply passing one's eyes over words.
Living the experiences, right?
Nay, it is when understood for oneself that knowledge attains its true value. This is what has sustained me, driven me onward in joy and wonder, in anger and sorrow. The universe may end, and all may be for naught, but I will live as I always have. I will always seek out new knowledge, and no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire.
I suppose it is only to be expected. Their feeble minds cannot fathom the terrifying gravity of it all. But worry not. We consider it our duty to enlighten you. And we will not stop until you grasp the full extent of our despair.
Keep calm and listen well. Though my body will soon dissipate, there may be a way to restore it. Azim's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back.
Oh, yeah, because that's what... Yeah, that's what I
But
was...
you mustn't.
Okay.
For it would mean losing our way forward. This I only reveal so that you can promise not to invoke the magic. We came here knowing what victory may cost, so press on. Press on, and do not look back.
All right.
join me. As subterfuge is not required, thou shalt not suffer for mine absence.
Urianger.
My resolve hath never been as strong as thine. Full oft have I wavered in my decisions.
I would say I find it weird that
afterwards
Urianger would
been
reveal all that to
stricken
us and then
with
not be one of the ones who goes away
In
this
spite
time.
of this, I may still stand with my comrades, supporting them as they attempt the greatest of feats. This truth I have learned in the course of our journey. And many though my shortcomings may be, I may also claim to excel in prophecies. My studies, into which have granted me the flexibility of mind needed to bend this malleable reality. Thus shall I hope that thou mayest have the strength to resist, and our comrades the strength to continue.
We do have that strength and conviction.
With you to urge us on, how could we possibly fail?
All right. Seems they've opened up the next way. We gotta keep going.
What's this? An extinguished civilization. Rekindled.
Yeah?
That's right. Our quest doesn't end here. We'll press on, and we will find you.
Yeah?
There. That's where you'll find me.
Up in...
Is that another star?
Of the stars we visited, most were already devoid of life. And where there was life still, the inhabitants wished for death. But
Okay.
even death, we learned, isn't truly the end. It is but a part of the cycle of rebirth.
All right.
Souls return to the star, or in its absence, a larger flow. And eventually they are reborn,
So you're talking about the ethereal sea in this
alive
case.
again, to know suffering anew.
So, is your plan to wipe out the ethereal sea?
True salvation lies not in dying. It lies in not being born.
That's my
This
guess.
is the gift I would give to you. To all life on beautiful Etheris. To that end, we created an egg wherein life cannot quicken. That dead sun. Attain it if you can, before your friends' emotions fade away, along with their protection.
All right, so we have our true objective now. The dead sun. Sorry, I was like a little bit on edge during that. Just cause I guess just during that moment it was just weird. All right, so we have one more area to go. We have what I'm assuming is our last civilization. Victory lost. Sure. Are you all ready to continue on? And let's make for where the light shone. Yashul and Urianger have opened the way for us. This recording may be a little messy. I realize I accidentally left the virtual camera on OBS. And that might make it so things are a tiny bit awkward. But not so much so that it's impossible to like use or maintain or anything like that. But it might be a little bit laggier in some bits and pieces, you know. But yeah, I can't believe I said Ea. Ea. Ea does make more sense now thinking about it, you know. All this stuff looks almost Allegan. All right, we made it to the tube. Yes, I feel it. The aether emanate from the arcane platform. This is a portal, no mistake. Let's see where it leads. But yeah, all this stuff looks very Allegan to me. Or even like the stuff that we were dealing with in the Deltascape raid series back during the Stormblood era. Amazing. Yet another civilization. Attacked as soon as you arrived. Not the most welcoming of places, is it? You must try and find the denizens who are amenable to conversation. We should also get a lay of the land, see how far we can go. I'll help Alpha know with that. In the meantime, you and Graha can search for friendlier folk. Apart from the hostile beings, take care of your footing. I mislike the look of this terrain. Now knowing what the locals are like, you'd best take care of yourselves. We'll find you once we're done exploring. So I wonder what civilization this is, because the farther we went, the more familiar I think people have gotten with the stuff, right? I expect the twins will seek the outermost bounds of the isle, so I propose we search the central area. There are machines patrolling here and there, sentinels in all likelihood. Like those you encountered, they will most likely attack any who venture too close. But let's avoid them. Look for others that appear more approachable. Oh, lovely. We're just gonna have like little destination doohickeys. Well, I think it'll probably be for the best that I maybe just meet you guys back over when we actually like reach our destination bit. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Look, Vendor. These machines don't appear to be hostile. Let's see if we can communicate with them. Begging your pardon, but we are searching for the denizens of the star. Bzz. Unknown life forms detected. Assigning generic label. Interplanetary travelers. Greetings and welcome to the planet. The planet? What? Could you please repeat that? It appears your hearing organ is unable to process the name in our tongue. It may be translated into yours as Alphatron. Our people, meanwhile, are called the Omnicrons, and you stand within one of our outposts. The Omnicrons, you say? And what is it that you do here? We are preparing for war. As we presently do not have a designated target, you have nothing to fear. Should your star become designated, however, you will be taken into custody and/or terminated. Not a little frightening, these Omnicrons, but at least they seem to be forthright. I see. Well, I'll see what else I can learn from this fellow. You can try speaking with the others. And speaking with the others is what we'll do next time. So, thank you all for watching today's episode of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. If you guys have not already, peep the description down below where I have all my socials and, you know, do whatever you want with them. Follow me, don't follow me, I don't mind. Anyway, that's it from me, and I will see you guys all in the next one.